Welcome to Who'd You Rather. First up on our list is Gavin Newsom and Jasmine Crockett. We love both of them. Why do we like them? One, they're attractive, but two, yeah, they're freaking amazing. No one communicates in plain language better in the Democratic Party than Gavin Newsom and Jasmine.
We got here because the President of the United States is struggling. We got here because the President of the United States is one of the most unpopular presidents in U.S. history. We got here because he recognizes that he will lose the election. Congress will go back into the hands of the Democratic Party next November.
I mean, when it comes to just how they communicate, their presence, their passion, what you call charisma, they have it, and they have it in spades. Unfortunately, they're very liberal for some. Now, I think their ideas are great, but first of all, Mr. Newsom needs to clean up California, right? But when it comes to how he communicates, his messaging being on point, and how he takes it to Donald Trump, no one can take it to Donald Trump like Gavin Newsom is. And he's nice on the eyes. People say, well, what does that have to do with everything? Anything. Everything. It is documented that people who are attractive garner more attention, and more attention in politics means more votes. He just has this je ne sais quoi about him that makes him friendly, approachable, and down to earth. Again, he needs to do something in California. But people like him. He's a great communicator. What he says makes sense. I'm not so convinced he should have done his podcast. I feel like he needs to put that time on doing something to California and the homelessness in California. But I think overall, he's a strong contender. I think that, one, he's super liberal. And to me, as a business owner, I find it could be a little bit undaunting for me when it comes to selecting a presidential or vice presidential candidate who is so liberal that it just turns me off. But for everyday people, I like him. His charisma is great. I think he's fantastic. I'm not saying he will do a horrible job as president, but I also I respect the fact that he is reaching out to other people. He's interviewing people on his podcast. I've seen him on Sean Ryan, and I've seen him on the Diary of a CEO podcast that I follow and I love to watch. And I think he understands like the right side, the conservative side, and really the centrist part of the Democratic Party to understand what people are saying, what really puts them off when it comes to being so to the left. And I think he's starting to listen to that. I do think he is someone who's pragmatic, which for me is I love pragmatic people because I'm pragmatic and practical too. So there's a lot of things you want to do, but at the end of the day, I'm like, how would that work? So I think for him, he will be a strong contender. My only concern is he really needs to make the shift to become more middle of the road in order to win. When it comes to Jasmine, I think she's a hellraiser. She's a firecracker. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. She's tenacious. Like, she's all the things that you want to see in a candidate.
Have y'all seen the report that was just produced where this chairman decided that he was going to block this committee from receiving additional information about y'all's guy, Trump, and all the money that he took? From what we did receive, we know that Trump got almost $6 million that we can account for, and we know that there's more there. From China specifically, we found almost $8 million total that he accepted from foreign governments while he was serving as the president of these United States.
I think she would be a great vice president candidate, and pairing with someone. We know we're not doing two Black women, so we know we're not doing Kamala and Jasmine. The country just would not be able to take that. That's just too much of a tsunami for everyone. But I think pairing her with a strong white male lead would be phenomenal. I mean, let's just talk about the facts here. Can we handle two people of color, or two women for that matter, as president and VP? Heck no, you know that will never fly. Just dealing with practicality. So I do think that having her as a VP would be very, very powerful. If we had someone who's more of a centrist and you had her, I think, as a VP candidate, that could work as well. But I've seen that she's already started to kind of tone things down a little bit, which means to me that she is pursuing politics in a greater way. I think she would be great to have on somebody's ticket because one of the things about Jasmine is she can communicate in a way that's very practical for people to get. And I think most people don't communicate like that. Donald Trump won because, yes, people can say what they want to say. He did win. He's number 47. And people like him because he makes it simple. He doesn't use big words. But he does make things very basic. And I think for people, not because people are not smart, but I think that people really want, make shit plain. I'm too busy. I got a whole bunch of stuff to do. I'm trying to make these bills, pay these highest eggs. They don't have time for a lot of reading through the lines. So I think Jasmine is great when it comes to that. I think in an ideal world, I would love to see Donald Trump and Jasmine Crockett as a team, right? But he follows her and he tracks her. So that tells you that he values and he respects her. Even if he doesn't like her, he says she's whatever. But we know that when he starts talking about people, they're really getting under his skin. And he only lets people that he really like, okay, I really like her. But if she was on the Republican ticket, trust me, we would not have a J.D. Vance right now. She is a ball buster. And I love it. I love that she's unrestricted. She's not held back. She's polished to me, but in a way that is still practical and down to earth. Something I think the real Kamala Harris, we really haven't seen yet. I think she wants to bust out, but reality is we live in a corporate environment in the US of A. So that's not going to happen. So it's but so loose she can really get. But Gavin knows, and he often refers to, I wish you guys had met the real Kamala. So the real Kamala is in there somewhere. The question is, can America handle the real Kamala? So let's go on. So I think Jasmine would be an awesome VP candidate with a Gavin Newsom. The only thing that's really missing, though, is we need someone who's more center and not as left. And I don't think that really comes from this pairing. But I'm suggesting the pairing because if we lived in a world where you just wanted power, you wanted some people who were going to just redo what we are in now and who are smart, charismatic, great communicators, I think they would be a hell of a team that can really kill it. And they don't mind they don't mind brawling. Trump, I love Donald Trump because he's a brawler, right? And regardless of whatever you say and how you feel about his politics, I think Gavin Newsom and Jasmine Crockett are the same way. Gavin and Jasmine are brawlers. They will roll their sleeves up. They will get to that campaign rally. They will tear some stuff. Even just to see them on the road together would just be amazing. So that's my first pairing. Next week, we're going to go red. We're going to go deep with who we would vote for, who we're recommended for mid-stay. And this is a little bit more conservative bunch here, right? We're bringing Gretchen in the middle, which I really like her. I think she's an amazing governor. I've heard good things about her from people in Michigan. So we're going to pair her with somebody else next week. So I can't wait for you guys to hear about that. And if you have any other pairing recommendations, definitely drop them into the comments. And don't forget, this is not just Democrats. We're going to do the same thing for the Republicans. So we're coming for you, Republicans. So for the Republicans, are we going to do J.D. Vance or, John Huntsman won't run again. I love John Huntsman. Who else would you pair? Who else? I like Charlie. I think he would be amazing as well. So let me know what you think. Put your pairings in, and we're going to start doing research and coming up the pros and cons for the Republicans. And we'll launch that series in October. Thanks. 6 more to go.